it was my 16th birthday, a day every teen dreams of. At the end of dinner, I went home, went upstairs, went to my bedroom, and shut the door. It was that time. It was time to create the most perfect Instagram post. So I took out my phone and scrolled through the hundreds of photos I had taken from that night, examining each photo and inspecting each pixel bit by bit. I ended up choosing 3, but I won't lie, choosing these 3 photos took about an hour because I added some filter along with some teeth whitener to brighten them up. So out of the hundreds of photos I'd taken from that night, not even 3 are considered perfect in my eyes. But what truly is perfect? Merriam-Webster defines perfect as having all the required or desirable elements, qualities, or characteristics. Having all the desirable elements. Teenage girls spend an average of 2 to 3 hours every day trying to make their posts Instagram-worthy. We capture real moments in real time and then spend hours editing them. So in the end, is the moment even considered real? And sadly, the next thing we do is endlessly compare ourselves to one another. Why don't I look like constantly run circles around our brains? I'm sure many of you have heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. But it's not just stealing us of our joy, it's robbing us of our self-worth. The use of social media releases dopamine, also known as the happy drug. Stanford psychiatrist Dr. Anne Lemke, author of Dopamine Nation, describes dopamine as a neurotransmitter that floods the brain with feelings of pleasure. She also explains that the more dopamine released in a certain activity, like seeing likes on your Instagram page, the more addictive the activity will become. Dopamine is also released when we exercise, read a good book, or eat dinner with our families. What's the difference? Those activities release a moderate level of dopamine that is sustained for a longer period of time. Whether we want to believe it or not, social media distorts reality. These apps are created with filters and editing tools to make everyone look perfect. The National Institute of Health states that 87% of women said that they compare themselves to their peers, celebrities, or influencers they see online. Comparison is an addiction we are failing to recognize in our screen-addicted culture. In fact, it has become an epidemic. Think about this. When everyone, from adults to young teens, are engaging in this addictive behavior, doesn't this warrant some serious attention and a closer look? 2 years ago, comparison had me in a spiral, where I was constantly comparing myself and the way I looked to others I saw online. I went to Target to shop for bathing suits with my friends. As I was scrolling through the countless racks of tops and bottoms, one stood out to me. It was hot pink. I grabbed the suit and walked into the fluorescent lighting of the Target fitting room and slipped it on. I was confronted with my reflection. I hated the way I looked. Instead of looking perfect or slim the way I imagined, the suit enlarged every ounce of insecurity I had in me. Needless to say, the suit stayed in the fitting room, but for me, the rise in my negative self-talk got louder. When I got home, all I could think about was what I saw in the mirror. And then I started to compare myself to the hazy images of perfection I saw on my Instagram feed. Calorie counting soon became routine for me. 300 calories, which is about 2 apples and 1 handful of nuts, was my daily limit. However, the average active 14-year-old girl should be consuming around 2,000 calories daily. In your teen years, you were told, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs. Not only because those substances are horrible for you, but it is easy to become addicted to them. What about this other addiction, one we rarely talk to adults about? The addiction of comparison, to tallying likes, to comparing ourselves to one another. The addiction of negative self-talk. This addiction leads to feelings of self-hate. Basketball saved me. I realized that I have to live inside of my body when I am playing basketball. And inside, I will always feel my strength and my power. It's a feeling like no other. So when I got back onto the court, and started the process of fueling my body the correct and healthy way, I learned an extremely important lesson. Food feeds me, not social media. Through basketball, I stepped back into my body and into my sense of self. By reaching for basketball, I reached out for myself, the smart, strong, kind, beautiful Noelle, who is powerful just the way she is. Research has proven that reducing social media by 50% can lead to massive improvements in your sleep, mental health, and self-image. This is because you are decreasing negative content and fostering more opportunities for positive reaches. Reaches into hiking, to connecting with a new friend, or hitting that perfect shot. With less social media, you have more attention for this moment. The epidemic of comparison reminds me of the epidemic of loneliness. It's just not going away anytime soon. But with awareness and intention, by setting boundaries, we can begin to reduce its effects and slow its growth. I learned that I have to fall back in love with my body by reaching for basketball. Thank you.